What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Raymond Chaka Forever. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm uploading a video. Before I get into that video, I want to remind everyone that I leave a link to a different playlist in every description box. Take a moment to click on those links, run the views up, run the thumbs up, run the comments up, and if you feel the need to share the playlist, feel free to share the playlist. If you like my channel, find my content helpful, take a moment to subscribe and turn on post notifications. That way YouTube will notify you every time I upload a new video. Today I'm about to do a video. Today I'm sharing my thoughts on Snapchat saved. USDA finds emergency cash to keep food benefits flowing during government shutdown. USDA finds emergency cash to keep food benefits flowing during government shutdown. Now, first, I just want to say I don't believe they found emergency cash. It was already sitting there. It was already sitting there. I totally don't believe they found nothing. It was already sitting there, and now they forced to use it. Emergency is always money set up for emergencies. Any kind of emergencies in the world, there's always funds sitting somewhere that the American people don't know about for situations like this. But first, I want to read an article before I get in my thoughts on this. As the federal government shutdown stretches on, the U.S. Department of Agriculture has announced it will tap into a courtesy fund to allow states to issue partial supplemental nutrition assistance program SNAP benefits. The move follows a federal court order requiring the agency to use all available resources to support millions of Americans who depend on food assistance each month. Let me read that one more time. The move follows a federal court order requiring the agency to use all, not some, not partial, all available resources to support millions of Americans who depend on food assistance each month. SNAP, commonly known as food stamps, serves over 42 million people nationwide. With normal federal funding stalled, the USDA had initially claimed it could not use the current contingency fund, estimated to estimated at 5 to 6 billion, to support ongoing benefits. However, a judge rejected that stance, ruling the USDA is obligated to utilize those funds to prevent benefit disruptions. Let me read that one more time. SNAP, commonly known as food stamps, serves at over 42 million people nationwide. With normal federal funding installed, the USDA has initially claimed it could not use the contingency fund. It couldn't use it, but a judge overruled that, estimated at 5 to 6 billion to support ongoing benefits. However, a judge rejected that stance, ruling the USDA is obligated to utilize those funds to prevent benefit disruptions. Yes, the USDA is obligated to utilize the contingency fund, estimated to be around $5 to $6 billion, to support 42 million people nationwide. So that means it would still be a lot of money left over, no matter how long this shutdown take. It would still, with $5 to $6 billion, it would still be enough funding, contingency fund, to support the 42 million people that depend on SNAP benefits. While the contingency reserve won't cover a full month of SNAP payments, it does allow states to begin issuing potential benefits, providing source relief to vulnerable families. The USDA has now informed the court that it will comply with the ruling and coordinate with states to move forward. The situation remains fluid. States will determine how much assistance they can provide based on the available funds, and recipients may see smaller or delayed deposits in the coming weeks. Some states may opt to contribute their own resources, though the USDA has previously said it won't reimburse states for such efforts. And I agree with that. I agree with that. Now, to bring you guys up to date, I think a couple of weeks after this post, I get a text saying, let me see, let me find that text message on my phone. I get a text message saying, Food benefits will continue in November thanks to Governor Youngkin's state emergency plan. Yes. So, as you know, every state still giving out stamps. They giving out the full amount, just they breaking it down in weekly installments that would be deposited on your food stamp cards for those that get EBT. Me, I get $2.98 a month. So instead of me getting one monthly balance, I'm now getting $74 a week. $74 a week times 4 weeks in a month, that gives me a total of $74 a week times 4 weeks. They give me $296 a month. So I only lost $2 a month, which is no big deal. Me being a single man, only providing for myself, I can do a lot with $74 a week in stamps. For me working 6 days a week on a one night off to cook, I can do a lot with $296 a month in food stamps. You know, half I'm gonna spend 2 weeks of stamps, and the other 2 weeks just gonna sit for emergency, just for a backup plan. That's what I plan to do with the 296 I'm getting, and I feel that's something that everyone should do. The ones that get the big totals, $1,000 and better in food stamps, you don't have to spend all of that in one month. Spend a portion, spend half of that, and put the other half to the side for emergency. That way, that shows you're being responsible and not abusing what you get in food stamps. You know what I mean? So I just want to share it with y'all. You know, it's good that it's murder. We found out about this emergency fund. We found out about this, what is it called? Contingency fund, you know, because I never heard of that fund. I still want to Google to see what kind of funding that is, you know, just to know more about it. So all of y'all making these videos saying you going to storm Walmart and do XYZ, blah, 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 to Walmart and whatnot and steal all kind of stuff, now you don't have to do that. Now you don't have to do that, you know. But I will advise everyone in America that can afford to pinch a penny. I will advise everyone to that get no big totals of food stuff to do as I'm doing, spend half and save half. Don't get out here trying to ball out. Spend half and save half just for a backup plan. Just for a backup plan. You never know what tomorrow holds. You never know what the government will try next. So do just that. I just want to share my thoughts on that and share what I have planned to do with my portion of foods that I get. For my shout out video the last Sunday in November. Tell me how you feel about this situation and give solutions and ideas that the ones that get big numbers of food stamps that they really don't need, what they could do with those extra food stamps. Let me know in the comments. I give you a shout out, my shout out video the last Sunday in November. If you like this story time, take a moment to subscribe and turn on post notifications. That way YouTube will notify you every time I upload a new video. I do leave a link to a different playlist in every description box. Take a moment to click on those links, run the views up, run the thumbs up, run the comments up. And if you feel the need to share the playlist, feel free to share the playlist. And I'll see y'all in my next video.